Good morning, everyone. I am IFBB Pro Lamont Gilchrist. IFBB Pro _ LGFit45 on Instagram and on YouTube. Go and check out some of my videos. I got informational videos, workout videos, proper technique videos, insightful nutritional videos, and things of that nature. I want to give a shout out to my young athletes. I see them killing it. I seen Trey doing 225 on the cleans with ease. Got some other athletes getting offered scholarships around the country. Shout out to my old teammates and people who've contacted me and I've helped. I see everybody taking conscious decisions and choices about how they're going to move forward with their health. In today's climate, dealing with the what they say is the repeal of Obamacare and health insurance and health premium, medication, sickness, diabetes, cancers, which is running rapid. Now you have to be proactive with your health. I had an email that I was going to talk about, but I'm going to kind of talk about a story from yesterday. I was at the gym yesterday with Coach Ashley, and we did some athletic performance training. And so afterwards, I always get people to come up and talk to me. I had an older guy who used to run 10Ks, marathons, was trying to get back in shape. Was having some joint issues and stuff. Not really that much, in his 50s. And was just trying to get back into it. Wanted to put on a little size and wanted to gain a little muscle. So we're talking about reverse epigenetics. So I thought it would be a great point to kind of give my scientific approach of what it was that the information that I gave him, how I would approach the situation. So so I'll use a premise which I know that works because I've tested certain theories, and so I've done it with certain athletes. So we'll use the speed curve principle, where we're talking about increasing speed, where we'll do overload heavy, getting stronger, stuff like that. As we're doing that, what tends to suffer is speed tends to plateau or go down because of the overload. And then you have to do fast twitch neurotransmitter training, speed training, running and stuff. And then you have these peaks. And so it's like climbing stairs like that. So theoretically, I can see, but because I've never been an endurance athlete or a marathon runner or anything else like that. So we talked about it. So we took the variables that he was changing from and changing him to some variables that would be a little bit more conducive to what he wanted to do with his body and how he wanted to be as an athlete going forward. So he used to run, I forgot, he said so many miles a week. So we're talking about atrophy, pounding, aerobic, conditioning. So you're burning fats, carbohydrates, glycogen pretty consistently. We're talking about joint pounding. We're talking about atrophy from the shocks going through, the energy coming through, breaking down the muscle fiber, a different vibration of the body and the running pattern, the gait, different gait, breathing pattern, and lung capacity and stuff like that. So how efficient his body was of utilizing everything in his athletic performance and the things that he do. So I kind of give him a reference. Kind of he could go towards like what CrossFit is, not so much as doing the lifts, but the working, the workload, the stress, the anaerobic, aerobic, passing in, kind of like what my Zulu do, VO2s and stuff like that. So they'll still give him his anaerobic capacity, which will be increasing some of the strength, explosion, fast twitch muscle fibers. But he would suffer because he would have to learn techniques and lifting and other things and stuff like that. It still will give him that same kind of aerobic push. But he may not gain muscle as much as he wants to because his body is coming from being more aerobic and he's going to more anaerobic and muscle building. And then his caloric intake, what he take in, what time, spiking of the difference between the insulin and the glycagon inside his body would definitely have to come into play, and he have to figure that out so that he won't be burning so much. Then I told him we could go the lazier approach where he could do less pounding, still kind of get some of the mileage in because he do like the cardiovascular aspect of what he do. So we could do that on a treadmill, elliptical, bikes where you don't have that shock or that energy breaking down the muscle fibers or that constant gating pattern, but you still have the lung capacity, the turnover, the joint mobility, which would take away from some of that atrophy in the lower body and the shock going through there, where he wouldn't be able to hold on to muscle, but he would still have to address the insulin and glycagon aspect of it, the eating aspect, recovery, and then he would have to address hypertrophy from a weightlifting aspect to build lean muscle. So I gave him some tips, some nutritional tips. We talk about for 45 minutes to an hour. I always get stopped when I go places. Talk about 45 minutes to an hour, and he was very receptive to the information I was getting him. And he was like, man, I've never, heard this or whatever. So I just, and I explained to him, which is very important, is that I'm not an endurance athlete. I did CrossFit, so I have an understanding. I ran distances and stuff like that for football, and I did cross training. But I've never been a marathoner or Ironman or endurance runner. So the point that I'm making is that all those theories and everything that I gave to him were from a scientific evolutionary, like knowing the human body, how it evolves, knowing the principles and all those different aspects of what it is that he's trying to do, seeing the vision or coming up with an ideology or coming up with a theory that I think is most conducive to things that I have experienced, that my athletes have experienced, and that we have crossed over and influenced epigenetics doing those particular things that we're trying to accomplish. But more so than that, I gave him a path to different things that he can try, different things that he can experience, different things that he can utilize, and ultimately he will learn how to tweak those things if he put those things into practice, and he'll be able to reach his goals. So that goes for my collegiate athletes, pro athletes, people who are coming off medication, bodybuilders, general public, anybody. I supply credible, knowledgeable life experience, science, clinical evidence that I've done for over 25 years on, I would say, thousands of people. But in all those individuals and all that information that I give, it is always upon the person that's receiving the information to apply it and make it practical and to adjust it, and then working with me, if you're working with me, or make the tweaks going forward so that now you have a path of where it is that you're going. You never jump in your car. Just imagine when people used to travel, they had to make maps and put landmarks or drop rocks so that they could make it to where they were going, get back, and have a sense of direction in which way that they're going. That's what a good epigenetics coach do. A great trainer shows you how to be technical in your lifting, show you how to be technical in your form, show you how to periodizations of your lifting phases or whatever, show you how to progress and give you a clear-cut path from where you're at to the destination that you're trying to reach. If you're not getting that, and you're not having an understanding, or you're not getting science to support how you're going to get to that path, you're just looking up at the stars and wondering and hoping that you meet your destination. And that's why people get frustrated, and in most cases don't seem to get over or reach their ultimate goal or their nutritional goal, and usually die yearning or giving up from reaching those goals or getting healthy. Just wanted to give that information. Shout out to all my people that's doing good out there. Enjoy your Thursday.